Broken capillaries, spider veins, these are some huge complaints of yours. And I know this because recently over on Instagram, I shared that I picked up a product for my mom for her feet, for her spider veins and broken vessels on her feet. And I got more DMs about that product and about any product or any treatment that could possibly help to treat broken capillaries / spider veins / telangiectasias on the face. I mean, I got a ton of DMs. So it occurred to me that it was time to make an updated video that might give you some direction as to what you might look for in office that can help with the situation, and also, of course, what we can do at home that might help. Now, the good news is that in 2025, we have some fantastic professional treatments, and we have some very effective at-home strategies to keep that redness in check. So let's get into it. So broken capillaries, which the fancy term is telangiectasias, are tiny blood vessels right under the surface of your skin, and they're actually not broken in the sense of like cut and bleeding. They're dilated or they're damaged so they stay visible instead of collapsing back down. Okay, so what can we do about it? This is where we get to the good stuff, the dermatologist toolbox. Now, these are the only treatments that will actually remove the broken capillaries. So I'm going to have a very short corresponding blog that will list all the stuff I'm about to tell you so that you don't need to take notes. I want you to have a resource where you can just look at the lasers I'm about to list off so that if you go looking for a provider in your area, you'll know what to ask for. So that's the first thing, is laser therapies. You want to look for pulse dye laser, look for V-beam. You can look for an XLV, which is a newer dual wavelength device, and it treats both superficial and it'll treat deeper vessels. If you look for an office that has a lot of laser options, they can often direct you to which laser is going to be the best. Now, the pros of this, of course, are that they're quick, they're effective, and you get some lasting results. The cons are the cost, of course, and sometimes you have a little bit of downtime. You can also look for IPL. That stands for intense pulsed light. And that is really, really good for diffuse redness and all over redness. And you might need multiple sessions, but the downtime is pretty minimal. So another thing that you can look for is sclerotherapy. Now, this is more common on your legs or even your feet, but sometimes it can be used on stubborn facial veins. So a solution basically is injected to collapse the vessel, and then our system gets rid of it. And so that is another option. You can look into electrosurgery or thermocoagulation. That's really less common these days, but it is an option. And it's basically using heat to zap the vessel. It is effective, but like I said, it's less common. Now, the bottom line here is that if you really want the capillary to be gone, at least for the longest amount of time that it will be gone, you're going to need lasers and a dermatologist or a medical provider, and that will be your best bet. So that is option one in office. Now, if we want to look at home and also preventative strategies, because that is huge. I'm telling you, as we get older, they seem to crop up more and more. Now, we can't exactly zap vessels away at home. I mean, not exactly, but we can prevent new ones and we can manage the redness. Now, at-home IPLs are very good, in my opinion, for hair removal, and they're really good for helping with browns. But they treat redness super subtly and it takes a really long time. So just know that. It's very, very subtle results. What you can do is sun protection. SPF every day. The sun actually weakens the vessel walls, so this protection is just non-negotiable. You want to use gentle skincare. You want to avoid scrubs, harsh scrubs. You want to avoid hot water, and you want to avoid aggressive exfoliation, especially manual. Now, there are lifestyle triggers that are going to make this worse. So heat and alcohol and spicy foods and long hot showers can actually worsen redness. You want to look for ingredients like vitamin C, niacinamide, licorice, centella, allantoin. You can look for azelaic acid, which we talked about recently. All of those can help with redness. Now, color correctors are something that's really helpful as well. So green is going to cancel out red, and peach is going to help with the bluish vessels. Now, I know that makeup is temporary, but it can help, and at least it can help to camouflage the redness and the broken capillaries. Okay, now let's talk about a really interesting ingredient that often flies under the radar. It is vitamin K. Vitamin K's day job in the body is clotting support. But in skincare, that translates into strengthening capillary walls and helping to reduce leakage of red blood cells into the tissue. It won't erase visible capillaries, but it can calm redness, it can minimize bruising, it can shorten recovery time after procedures, and it activates proteins that basically help to keep vessels strong and less leaky. So topical vitamin K is generally very safe. Irritation is rare. If you are on blood thinners though, you should definitely check with your doctor before heavy use if nothing else. I think that if you're on blood thinners, you should just run it by your doctor just to be safe. So what about expectations? It's supportive, not corrective. Think of subtle improvement in redness over weeks, faster bruise healing, and calmer skin overall. Okay, so let's talk about a few products, and I'm gonna go through them with you because I have 4 different products. All 4 of these products that I'm gonna share with you are based on vitamin K, but they have some other supporting ingredients that I think are really fantastic and can be very, very helpful. I think that these are going to each be for something different, so it really depends on where you have the broken capillaries, what your budget is. It's going to depend on the consistency and how it might fit into your current routine. So I think there might be something here for everyone. So the first one is going to be this facial spider vein treatment. This is the one that I picked up for my mom. It's by Dermalect. It is centered on vitamin K. It has some other really beautiful ingredients that are going to help with redness. It has soothing ingredients as well as other ingredients that are just really, really good for diffusing redness and calming inflammation. So this one to me is great for not only like your feet, your legs, if you have any broken capillaries on your arms, but this one might be really great for the neck area. It is a cream. So it just really depends on the kind of texture that you would want on your face. It depends on what else you're using on your face. The texture is actually, it looks like it's really thick, but it actually spreads in really nicely. It's very silky after application. Again, though, it's going to be one of those things where does it fit into your routine if you're wanting to use it on your face? Dermalect did reach out to me because they saw my post on Instagram, and they definitely said that it is for body or for your face. Now it does have a little bit of a scent. I smell a little bit of lavender in there. So that's important to know if that would bother you. That is in here. I think that that might be fine for a lot of people for their feet or for their lower legs kind of thing. But some people may not want that in their facial skincare. So that's important to know. The next one that I want to share with you is really, really exciting, and it's the one that I'm interested in the most for myself, and it's by Revision. This is their vitamin K serum. Now, obviously, this is centered around vitamin K, and it is half an ounce, and it's somewhere in the $50 range. And so that's pretty expensive. So the way that I will be using this is probably under my eyes. That's how I used to use the Naturium. I loved it under my eyes to help with dark circles. But also I get I get red on my chin, and I get red on the sides of my neck, poikiloderma. So I will probably use a very small amount to spot treat with this one. Because it's a half an ounce and it is not inexpensive, I definitely want to use it sparingly. But this is one that is a kind of like a lotion-y serum. It's very thin it's a lotion. It says serum, but it's really kind of a lotion. So I would say though, 1 pump is absolutely enough to do both of my under eyes, and I could do my chin, and I could probably do right around my nose. Now, I've added azelaic acid into my skincare routine, and I can definitely tell just since I started doing that my overall redness has reduced quite a bit. Like I'm definitely seeing some results from the azelaic acid. So if vitamin K isn't something that you're interested in, watch my video on azelaic acid, because I really do think that that's another topical that can be very helpful for redness overall. Now, none of this is going to get rid of actual telangiectasias, actual broken capillaries. We can support them so they're less leaky, but you need to have some reasonable expectations. Also, something that I've learned over the years is sometimes when you get rid of a lot of the diffuse redness, you can actually see some of the broken capillaries a little bit more clearly because the skin around them is no longer kind of pink, so they don't blend in as well. So that's something to take into account as well. Do you want to get rid of the diffuse pink or redness possibly revealing the actual broken capillaries a little more clearly? Or are you okay with the diffuse redness that kind of blurs the broken capillaries? That's really up to you. And just something I think that is important to kind of look for as you're treating that redness, because I think a lot of people, it's unexpected. They almost feel like their capillaries got worse because what happened though was that they cleared some of the redness around them and they could see them a little bit more. Anyway, I digress, but I do think that that's something important to look for and could happen to you. So anyway, the one from Revision for me is probably the most exciting because the actual formula looks beautiful and it's the right texture for me, and I can just spot treat with it because it's so small. And I bought all of this myself, by the way. Nobody sent me anything, but this one does look the most like the Naturium. It looks the most like this other vitamin K product that I used to use from Sanitas. And I actually will look and see if that's still available. And if it is, I'll link that down below, because Sanitas had a vitamin K kind of lotion product that was lovely that I used to use back in the day as well. So that's the Revision. Now, two more that I have picked up. This one is called Bruise Cream. And again, this is another one that is centered around vitamin K, and then it has arnica. It is a cream and it's much bigger. It is 4 ounces. So this is one of those things that you could actually use on your feet and your lower legs, and you could be a little bit more generous because you get a little bit more product. But I would say that a lot of times what I find is the thicker the product, the less absorption you're gonna get. That's how I usually see products. If it's a cream, it's gonna sit on the top just a little bit more. And so I feel like this might help with hydration, it might help with moisture, and you're gonna get a little bit of that vitamin K. It might help with bruising, help with overall redness, and it could help on the lower legs, etc., or on your arms. If you bruise, my mom is going through right now, as she's gotten older, her skin is thin, and man, she just barely touches something and she will get a big old bruise. And so a bruise cream is definitely something that might be really helpful for a lot of you who are like my mom, and you're getting to that point in your life where your skin on your arms and your hands is thinner and you bruise really easily, and it shows more than it ever showed before. So you might want to consider getting a bruise cream that has vitamin K in it, that's going to help with the leaky blood vessels. It's going to help to resolve some of that situation a little bit faster. So that's a bruise cream. Now the final one is actually really interesting to me too. This is the Dr. Saracle. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this is their vitamin K. This is like a biphase oil and water, if you will, product that is centered around vitamin K, and it is very affordable, and it's something that you can layer into your routine, and this would be like an all over. I could see using this on your face and your neck in your skincare routine as almost like a serum step. It has like 6 different ingredients in it that all are very rich in vitamin K. Now, it's a beautiful dry oil. It does not leave the skin like greasy looking or anything. It really leaves the skin kind of hydrated. And they say that it's gonna help to brighten the skin because it's going to help to resolve some of that redness, and it's gonna help to just make the skin a little bit clearer and a little bit more bright. It's somewhere under $25. And so it's a low entry point to try and see if it might work to help to reduce some redness. Now, I would say that this is probably going to help with diffuse overall redness. It could help with rosacea. It could help if you are just somebody who gets a little bit flushed, but this probably isn't something that you're going to put on like your feet and your legs kind of thing. I mean, I really doubt it. I suppose you could, but I doubt it. It really seems like this would be more of a facial / neck, maybe décolleté product, but I love the price point. And it was the only other thing that I found when I went down a real rabbit hole looking for vitamin K products that kind of fit the bill of what I was looking for to possibly recommend to you. If you have tried any of these, I would love to hear from you. I would love anybody's review of any of these products. I welcome positive and negative reviews. We want to get the whole gamut so that everybody else can benefit from people's experiences with any of these products. All right, guys, I hope that you have the most wonderful day. I will link the corresponding blog at the very top of the description box so that you can go over. I will put notes in. I will list each of these products over there and what I think they're good for, so you don't have to remember. I will list all of the laser treatments that I think you could ask for, as well as the light treatments. And also, one more thing that you can do that can be very helpful is LED. LED can lower inflammation. It can definitely help with redness. So that's something to take into consideration at home as well. I hope you're having the most wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.